Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day you're watching this. It's always nice that you could stop by and check it out and see what kind of treasure that I might have found for you. And as always, you can always use the video to do a meditation. That was Thomas. He wanted to get out. And it's not really the greatest place for him to get out, because as you can see, we are at the sea. And unfortunately, there isn't enough of room for Thomas to get out for him to be as safe as I would prefer. So he'll just have to suck it up, Buttercup. He was already out once today. So this is a new spot for Thomas. New spot for the girls. Not really a new spot. We were here before. But this is the first time that I have recorded a spiritual message. A come on up message for those who have one of those Sunday morning coming down. And it's all about new beginnings, because we can't look at the past with regret and self-pity and remorse and all that baggage that tends to hold us down, because it does no good but hold us down and hold us back. So what new beginnings do you have? Do you see forming in your life? Are you making the decision for new beginnings? Or is the decision being made for you? That's the challenge. The challenge is of others making decisions for you when it goes against your thoughts and beliefs. Just like when there's a dog that's walking by. Girls, stop. Sorry about that. What was I saying about making plans? New beginnings? And are you making them, or is someone else making them for you? I was debating, because I know that this is a high traffic dog area. And I know I had to end early the last Sunday, because the girls like to give their opinion. They don't like to just sit quietly reading the newspaper. They like to shout from the top of their lungs. And no, they don't see those two on the beach. Ay, 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 ay. What kind of new? What kind of new are you doing? Are you making that decision yourself? Or are you allowing others to make it for you? Because if you allow someone else to make the decisions for you, chances are you might not be happy with those decisions. And if you suck it up, buttercup, chances are you're going to get sick over the fact of sucking it up, buttercup. So what new decisions have you made? What new direction are you going in? For some of us, any direction would be better than the direction that we had been. And if you're not forced into making a decision that might not agree with you, well then what is it that you would like to do? Because there is a battle going on. I don't know how many of you notice the battle going on. But there's a battle going on of good versus evil. And what role will you play? Do we focus on the negative? Excuse me. The negative doings of others? Or do we use the good, orderly direction in our life to understand that the world as we know it is changing? And what I find really interesting is that this cloud is just standing still. It's not moving. It's a stagnant cloud that even though there's a breeze, it's moving very, very slowly. Not like you would think a storm cloud would move. So I wonder if that is part of the toxic chemicals from the burns, from the spills, from the fires, from the deliberate evil intent of others who think that destroying Mother Earth is a goal. A goal for profit. A goal to have all the world to yourself. A goal to play God. Not just your life, but how many millions and billions of people around the world can you control? And think you can do it in a godly fashion. That's a pretty big ego, isn't it? That's a pretty big easing God out, isn't it? That's a pretty big challenge. But I don't know if you've ever noticed about the resiliency of Mother Nature. If you've ever noticed how clean the air smells after a storm, how clean the water is after a drenching rain. Mother Nature, you can't fool her. She knows. She knows, and she makes life grow. So figure out your direction. How do you figure out your direction? Well, you can always do an eeny, meeny, miny, mo. You know? Write down the multiple directions that you want to go on different pieces of paper and put them in and draw one out. And then it's like, oh, wow, maybe, yeah. Isn't that interesting how life goes? I just like coming to the ocean and enjoying it. But unfortunately, it's getting a little too hot in Florida. That's that thing about Florida. It's hot and hotter. Although it was a little bit cool this past winter season. But now spring has sprung. So it is getting hot and then hotter. So it's time to be like a snowbird and fly north where it's warmer and cooler at the same time. So maybe next Sunday I will find a top of the mountain, one of my favorite mountaintops, to bring you a Sunday service. A Sunday morning come on up message that is not prepared, but flows. It flows with good orderly direction. And as I look at those clouds, it is disturbing because I do know of the evil forces that there are. And I know that Georgia was burning, as well as how many other towns are burning. And what we need to do is wish them well. Wish the evil doers well. Because if we don't, then we will be no better than they. If we wish them harm. That is an ominous cloud. And there was a sulfur smell earlier that preceded the ominous cloud of the toxins that the evildoers are putting into the skies and the water and the food supply in order to depopulate. They've done and are doing many evil doings, so wish them well. Wish them well. Allow them to reap what they sow in their garden without giving them fertilizer to grow more evil. Because thought creates form, and we need to be careful of what we think. And even if we have to wish them well with gritted teeth, it's something that we need to do. Something that we need to do for society, for the world in general. And that's how to be an example for others in how to live a more joyous, happy, free life. There's going to be many zombies who are walking around dead. We see it now. We see it now how they are mind controlled by the toxins, by the negative, and also by planetary influences. Because Neptune's in Pisces. And that is symbolic of poison, water, mental illness. What poisons in the water would create mental illness? And who could be so evil to consider such doings that go against our mother that we live and breathe and thrive as we were meant to? Because things are changing. Things are changing. And either you grab that new beginning by the ring and go for it, or glow for it, how I like to say, and be that beacon of light for others, to give them hope, to pass a torch, to pass the flame. We can create a whole new world. A whole new world of good and peace and prosperity. And we will build a new world of peace and love and prosperity for all. Because Mother Nature remembers those who harm her for greed and profit. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. So we don't have to worry about taking vengeance upon those who harm us. We can concentrate with a nose to the grindstone of making things better for all people. I'm not going to say that it won't be a battle, but keep remembering that tongue is mightier than the sword. So speak your peace. Wish them well. Put down your arms into plowshares and grow some nutritious food while you can. Because it's going to be turbulent years coming. Tumultuous years coming. And it's not that we want to stay inside, but there are times when there's toxins in the air that we do. I was really planning to wait to leave because there's a storm coming through. And I really didn't want to drive in the storm. But as I say, it's not the destination, it's the journey, and it doesn't mean that I have to drive through the storm. It just means when the storm comes, I seek shelter. And that's how simple it can be. Because I was talking about that sulfur smell earlier, and these ominous clouds. And now I feel a little tinge of a headache coming. So I don't know how toxic that cloud, that slow-moving cloud is, that is coming from the north, from one of the fires that burns. One of the putrid fires that burn throughout the world, that the evildoers who are so hell-bent on world control and domination that they would be so willing to destroy the planet that we survive on. Well, I don't know. Maybe they have some underground bases that they think that they're going to be safe in. Oh, that's right. What spiritual text do they read? I guess it wasn't the Holy Bible, where the Holy Bible talks about the mountains falling. So those who think that they are safe in the mountains because they have built large compounds, yeah, must be a real fantasy for world control and domination going on. And I guess that's that saying, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. So forgive yourself. Look for the new beginnings around you, so that you can make an impact on others. And remember to smile, because smiles are contagious. So give them away. Give them away and go play and enjoy your day in your neighborhood. And if you got a bunch of toxic clouds that are hanging over, I guess that's saying to go within, to go inside and cleanse. Take your supplements, take your vitamins, take in your good words, and do some good thoughts and deeds. There are quite a few elderly in your neighborhood. Quite a few who are proud, who grew up in a proud era. But if you ask them questions, you just might be surprised at the answers that they will give you. So ask them what they did when they were your age. Those are most definitely ominous clouds. You see the different colors that are in there, the toxins, and it's sad, but we need to wish them well. Otherwise, we'll make ourselves sick, and that's not our goal. So set a goal. Stick your mind to it. Nose to the grindstone. And remember that prayers will be answered. Yes, no, and wait. So no worries, because worries are a wasted energy. It does no good, but waste energy. So good thoughts. Good thoughts have faith. Faith, hope, and charity. One of those keys to happiness is as simple as faith that all things will work out. Hope that all things work out. And charity, because when we help others, all things do work out. So share your love with someone today. Even if it is a four-legged animal. We are all God's creatures. A creator, our wise, all-knowing, loving creator who created something that no man or artificial intelligence can. Because what is artificial but not real? It's a figment of the mind. And the mind is a powerful thing to waste. So when you're putting thoughts in your mind, make sure they're good ones. Make sure you're good ones and you don't waste them on evildoers who have nothing better to do than to believe that they can control the world. Yeah, you look at all those who have tried in the past and failed. And if history repeats itself, which we know it does, then we know who wins in the end. And now I'm gonna have to find a piece of my organic frankincense tears and see if I can get rid of this actual headache that has been increasing since I have been smelling oh, wow. But I know when I drive into that storm, these toxic clouds will be dissipated. So be well. Hopefully, you will lighten your load, lighten your burdens, and continue to a beautiful, joyous new life. And yes, I know it sounds a little tinny. I wasn't paying attention to hitting on my still tongue drum in a correct manner. It's progress, not perfection. So keep trying. See you, love you, bye.